This is a HeadGum podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we start this episode, the time has come. Dynamic Banter t-shirts are now available! That's right, ladies and gentlemen. If you go to hideandseekclothing.com, you can own your very own piece of super exclusive, crazy awesome podcast swag. You walk around with these sweet ass shirts and someone's gonna be like, holy goodness, what is Dynamic Banter? I've never heard of it. And you say, oh, it's a podcast where these two kind of funny guys just talk about nothing the whole time, and every once in a while there's a funny bit. These shirts are available now for pre-order from the very awesome Byron McCoy, who designed the shirts himself, and I gotta say, these designs are super rad. Later on in the episode, Mike and I start to talk about how we're gonna have shirts soon, and we talk about how cool the designs are. Well, guess what? You can get them now! Later on, we talk about it like they're not available, but between when we recorded this and right now, the shirts are available in the Dynamic Banter web store on hideandseekclothing.com. The short link would be hideandseekclothing.com/collections/Dynamic Banter, or you can just go to hideandseekclothing.com and click on catalog and go right to Dynamic Banter. Guys, there are 2 shirt designs available. They're super rad. There's a black one with red font and a white one with orange font, and I gotta tell you guys, I want them both. I want to sport them both. I want to wear them against my skin. So guys, go to hideandseekclothing.com, check out the Dynamic Banter web store, and prepare yourselves for more merch soon. But in the meantime, why don't you prove how cool you are by sporting a Dynamic Banter t-shirt that only you and everybody else who buys one will have. On with the show!
No, man. No.
Hey,
No,
guys.
man.
What's up? Welcome to Dynamic Banter.
Welcome. Sit down. Get your ass warm.
Can I just say I'm proud of our listeners?
Okay.
Let me have a moment to shout out our listeners.
Who are you asking permission to have a moment
Everyone.
on your own podcast?
To everyone. I just want to give everyone a shout out, because especially those that are active on our Twitter at Dynamic Banter, because we get some pretty funny tweets. Like today, someone sent us that meme I've seen 100,000 times now with the ET in the back seat of a car.
Okay.
Have you seen? You've seen it.
No, I don't
You know,
think
you
so.
know what? You don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking. I would look it up on my phone, but it's charging.
There's a meme where it's like there's an ET. It's like one of these. It's not the one in the dress, though,
Okay.
but it's like in the back seat of a car,
ET in a hoodie.
and its eyes are like staring open like that.
Yeah.
And people have been using it to say stuff like when your Uber driver like does something weird or something, or like when your friend starts driving too fast.
When your Uber driver puts in his mixtape.
Exactly. Like that, but someone sent us the same meme, but instead it said when you're listening to Dynamic Banter in the car.
That's good.
Yeah,
man.
it's real good.
I like it.
So I just want to give a quick shout out to our viewer from Twitter who sent us that awesome. So it wasn't a joint decision. It certainly wasn't. We didn't talk about it.
it's a new horn.
We didn't talk about it. I got a horn. I got a horn for. Can I tell you what the horn was for?
It wasn't for Twitter.
Here's the tweet. It's from @Kami KAMI _prime, and it says listening to Dynamic Banter in the car.
Oh God.
What's that?
What do you suppose
Did we
that
turn
is?
the goddamn air on? Oh, and no. Let me take care of it. You gonna do it? Owen's gonna do it.
This place is fucked up.
Just want to give a shout out to Kami Prime. Thank you for doing that. The horn is from when I was doing the Taco Bell costume.
Sure.
I wanted to. There was an element to the costume. I don't know if you guys know this, but me and my buddy Will Olson, who's a prop maker man, who's been featured on my channel in a couple videos. He's a talented man. He helped me build a mini Taco Bell restaurant costume.
Oh, he did that.
And
Thank you.
it was a great little costume. And one of the ideas I had was it would have like a little drive-through, and a car would go around on like a little track.
I like that. Yeah.
And I was gonna have this horn like in my pocket, and I'd be able to go, order up.
To whom?
There was a day, and well, I was gonna walk around Halloween parties.
Passerbys. You would realistically do that, breaking up people's conversations.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I love things that make noise. I love things that make noise. I have a lot of things that make noise.
Picture at home or in the car looking like E.T. Imagine what this sound would come out of. Okay, and now put an industrial twist on that. That is the sturdiest looking one of those I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, it's all metal except for the bulb, which you squeeze, of course, to achieve this sound.
This is the singular version.
It's this is one. We didn't need two. They'd heard it. But I love horns. One time I was in a world market. Just want to give a small shout out to World Market. Gudetama. What is it? Gudetama?
Gudetama.
Anyway, I was in a World Market like years and years and years ago, and they had this big fucking crazy looking horn. Mm-hmm. I mean, that bulb about the size of your fist. And that horn part of it was really big, and like it was so curious to me. And of course, when I see something like that, all I want to do is squeeze that bulb. Mm-hmm. Hashtag squeeze that bulb. What do all the ladies do when they see the horn? They squeeze that bulb. all the ladies gonna squeeze that bulb. It's the new club hit song.
I would never in a million years go to a club.
That's it. Never go to a club.
That's the end of it.
We can talk about how overrated the club is.
Dude, I used to go to the clubs.
Me too, but I would go for jokes.
Okay, I would go for real.
Oh man, then we need to talk about it. Can you put a pin in it?
Yeah, I could put a pen next to it. This whole story that you're telling me, I keep waiting for and then a giant seal walked in.
No, but man, I gotta set this up right. Can I do you guys a kindness? I'm gonna set this up right.
I don't even know what you're asking.
Can I do everyone here a kindness?
I would love to put some time aside on a Saturday afternoon to do you a kindness. Doesn't have to be no John Dongle.
So I see this glorious horn. Which I, to this day, am sad that I didn't get to purchase. I should have purchased the fucking thing.
You have regrets about a horn?
I do. Because when I pressed the bulb of that horn, when I squeezed it hard like the ladies do, it made the exact sound of the beginning of Herb Albert's and the Tijuana Brass's Tijuana Taxi. Okay. The exact sound that you hear in the beginning of that song. And if you're unfamiliar with Tijuana Taxi,
which I would imagine.
Well, I guess you'd
probably
have to
one
imagine.
Or two out there.
I guess you'd have to imagine, yes. But once you hear it, you might recognize it. But boy, oh boy, you hear that beginning of that song and you know them horns are about to come in.
Here they are.
When you hear, oh shit. Hold on, someone's calling. This is Owen ordered a pizza.
There it is. That's a Tijuana Brass.
Owen ordered a pizza, and so I'm letting the guy in. There we go. Owen, be ready for that, will you? What are you ruining my bit? Just kidding.
Added P.
You're gonna give Mike Falzone a slice of that P.
I don't want that.
Or you're gonna get the D.
I don't want it. I'm trying to lose weed.
I don't know what that is. So anyway,
yeah.
You hear that? You hear those horns?
Haven't yet.
The sound of the opening of Tijuana Taxi is like no other.
Okay.
I'm telling you, you hear that double squeeze, and you know what's next. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here's the beginning of Tijuana Taxi.
That's it. That's it?
You need it one more time?
No. I mean, all right.
Dude, you tell me right now. You try telling me that that's not the greatest horn sound of all time.
That's a horn sound for sure. There's no denying it.
That's like the sound Goofy's butt makes.
It's a quintessential. You're saying it's the quintessential horn sound.
It's the quintessential comedy horn sound. To me, it is a 100% that's the sound of Goofy falling on his butt. Let's hear again. You tell me, Mike, that's not the sound of Goofy falling down hard on his butt.
I don't know, man. I want to be on the same page. I don't know if I'm totally sold.
Really? You don't? It's not coming back to you?
It's a great horn.
It's a fucking great horn.
I'm having a great time right now. I don't know if it's okay. Well, it's a good horn.
Did you hear that?
That's a good horn.
Mike.
Yeah.
I've never heard a healthier horn. That horn sounds like it was born yesterday.
It sounds shiny. It sounds like you could fix your hair in that horn.
Think about how clean that horn is, Mike.
I'm horny thinking about it.
Take a break and take your voice down, will you? You think about that Stygia, where all those boys, those hot, sweaty boys, gripping their instruments tight, sweating so fucking hard.
Why are they sweating? What's wrong with the studio?
Those boys, they're dehydrated. They are sweating buckets.
Get a
Those boys are wearing
Crystal Light.
some hot shirts. Some of those boys got their shirts off in there.
Why?
I want you to think about in that hot room how clean that horn is. It's the best. It's the best horn sound that exists. Dude, and I swear to God to you, I wouldn't lie to my buddies about this. I might lie to a stranger, but I wouldn't lie to my buddies.
About this?
I grabbed that bulb and I squeezed hard, and that's the sound that came out of it, Mike.
Twice, 2 times.
I couldn't believe it.
Herp, herp.
I was like, instantly I heard that. The
Yeah. Yeah.
I heard that. As soon as I honked that thing, I was like instantly in my head. Let's hear it.
Okay, well. All right.
Oh my God.
So, why'd you let this thing slip? Why'd you let that bulb slip through your fingers?
Well, Mike, of course I had to squeeze it twice in succession because that's the signature horn sound.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, man. Everything got dark in that world market.
Did you pass out?
No. It was as if a spotlight was beating down hard on me.
Hot.
And for a moment, it was so hot, I felt like I was in that recording studio
The hot recording.
where those boys were so hot. They couldn't believe how hot they were, and they weren't allowed to get a drink of water
Apparently not.
because they were about to record what could be perhaps one of the greatest tracks of all time.
So at some point, the producer comes in and he says, "That's it. No more water for anybody."
Listen, man.
Yeah.
Regardless of how hot it was in that room that day, you know that horn was clean. And I'll tell you what, man. In that Whole Foods market, in that, world market,
Yeah.
in that world market, when everything got dark
Yeah.
and the light shone on me and the horn alone,
Oh, yeah.
you know what I heard next?
What's that?
The sweet, soft sound of the xylophone.
Where was the xylophone in?
Now I'll tell you what, Mike. There are 3 instances of the double horn honk in this song.
Okay.
And every time I hear it, I feel something down in me, boy, I hadn't felt since I was 17 at least.
Well, just from the horn?
I felt like a boy again, walking through Alpha Beta Market in Oxnard, listening to my tape recording of this song. And at the end of the day, baby boy, I would...
One prolonged.
Listen, man, I can't begin to even play with the notion of what could be going on in the minds of those very overheated boys.
So hot in there.
So hot. It was so hot the boys couldn't stand. But I'll tell you what, Mike, save a couple of problems. You know what went off without a hitch?
What's that?
Every motherfucking time. And I'll tell you what, man, at the end of the day, all it was ever really about was that one sound.
Anyway, I should have bought it. I should have bought it, man. I didn't buy it, and I regret it to this day. Because can you imagine having that?
No, that's...
It's nowhere
I don't
near
ever
it.
want to hear that horn again.
I know, because in comparison, we're dealing with the voice of Freddie Mercury.
Can you tell me if I'm hearing things or if that horn sound got more aggressive? Exponentially more aggressive.
Oh, absolutely. The final horn squeeze at the end of that song is perhaps one of the most aggressive horn squeezes in all music history.
Can we go back? The podcast audience is always like proving us wrong and like helping us find information.
Yeah.
Is there any way we can go back in the annals of time in the music library?
What's my favorite Pat Benatar song?
Annals
Annals
of time. And figure out where that falls on the list of the most aggressive horn honks
What, on our program?
in music history.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, right. Because someone's going to come out with like a Wikipedia article and go, well, Bob Seger crushed a horn with his steel-toed boot during Born in the USA.
Gallagher hit a horn with a giant mallet in 1975.
Gallagher once hit a D-sharp horn. I would have come to this conclusion on my own.
Yeah.
But one day I'm going to do a Google search, and I'm going to try to find a place that sells all type of horn.
Yeah.
Maybe
Alltypeofhorn.org.
alltypeofhorn.com.
You should try it first. Feeling lucky?
I just want to find that horn, man.
Yeah.
I want it.
Yeah.
I want
it's out
that
there.
horn.
You can Google the horn used in that song. That's your Google search.
Just Google search horn used in that song.
Yeah, what's the horn used in that song? This one.
Oh man,
I think you figure it out.
Whatever, maybe. So
That's a great horn sound, man.
I
wasn't on board at first, but I'm invested.
It got you towards the end, huh? Because that final horn is so aggressive.
It's like the whole time. I don't know if you want to analyze this too much or if we're done with the bit. If you want to move on to another one, the whole time that horn is just reminding you that guy's still in the band. This is his anthem.
Do you think the horn guy was that was his only role for this song?
I think somebody came up to the horn guy right before they started recording that song in that hot room.
That hot September
that hot
room.
Studio. That dripping studio.
September is never hot, is
the
it?
studio was melting. And they were
the
like,
vinyl was melting as they were recording onto it.
This was the last conversation before they hit record.
It was also the hottest recording studio session on record.
On record, yeah. It was off the charts.
The Beatles when they recorded Hard Day's Night,
Yeah.
were performing in a room that was at 82 degrees. And that's the closest that anyone's ever come to how hot it was that fateful day during the Tijuana Taxi recording.
Here it is again. You can almost hear how hot it is. Yeah. Yeah, you don't hit that note unless it's piping hot.
And honestly, I don't think you'd be able to get that beautiful crisp of a tone. Torrent it not that hot.
I've never heard a note like that in a cold room.
Honestly, I don't think I have either. The bulb would just get hard. You got to get a soft bulb.
You got to get a soft, supple, hot bulb.
Well, you want a big, throaty, clear horn sound like that, you're going to have to squeeze down on a hot bulb. As the ladies say. So anyway, Mike.
So this is the conversation that happened right before they hit record. The bass player, who's the band leader,
Yeah.
was like, I don't know if we need the horn in this song or ever again.
Wait, what was
And
the song
then
before
the
that they
horn,
did?
No, man. Right before they hit record to play this song,
They said, we're done with the horn.
they said, we may not need a guy who just honks a horn.
But they must have been rehearsing the song.
They were rehearsing
Which
this
is
song.
my favorite Robert Zemeckis movie. Rehearsing the song.
That's my favorite Melissa Etheridge song.
Rehearsing
is rehearsing
the
the
song?
song. No,
Ani DeFranco has a great cover of that one.
so bass player goes,
So you don't think they rehearsed it with the horn?
no, I'm sure they rehearsed it.
So then before they were recording, they were like, well, it sounded all right in the rehearsal.
It was fine. It's
but
fine.
let's not record it
It's
to the
fine
master.
for this one. I don't know if we'll ever need a horn honker ever again.
So you think he was just being disgruntled? In
And
the
then
recording?
horn honker says, what? And then bass player says, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh no, that would have been perfect. I blew it.
Would have been.
Go for it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And then
He's like, what? What?
So one guy's looking over at him in that moment,
Yeah.
going, "You son of a bitch."
Yep. And that's him because this guy's an artist. He uses the horn as his voice.
Yeah.
So first two honks are, what? Wait, what?
And also, I'd like to think that if you think about how aggressive the squeezes are on that horn,
Yeah.
you have to know that he's staring dead-eyed into the other guy's eyes,
Dead-eyed.
while he's doing
Dead-eyed.
it.
And
Like
this
he
is what
knew he
he's-
was going to do it.
This is what he's saying through that horn, right? First two horn honks,
Yeah.
wait, comma, what?
Wait, what?
Question mark, exclamation point. And then every horn honk after that is him saying, Jeff! Which is the bass player's first name.
So he's just trying to mock him now.
No, he's saying, answer my goddamn question.
Oh, he never heard it. You're saying he never heard it?
He's saying the last thing the horn honker heard before that the studio technician hit record was, I don't know if we'll ever need a horn ever again.
But he just didn't understand it?
No, he wants to make sure that that's what he heard.
So he just needed to hear it twice.
It's like, wait
if
a minute.
he had heard it twice,
Yeah.
there would be no horn in Tijuana Taxi.
As if I said, hey, Steve, this is my last podcast. And
What?
then I hit record.
Oh, yeah, because I couldn't ask you again.
You'd be like, wait, what? Mike. Mike.
Man, it scares me to think that as quickly as I was able to introduce a horn without telling you, you would be able to tell me that you're never recording this podcast
It's the
again
same.
in the same
It's
way.
the same amount of time.
That's terrifying.
Whoa, okay.
Anyway, so Mike, I had
Is that an mbop?
Bob.
Is
Like
that an, you know how an mbop is a length of time? In a mbop, you're gone.
Bob.
That's how long it takes to introduce a horn. One mbop.
Bob. Yeah,
Anyway, go ahead.
I think it wasn't Bob.
Sure.
I don't know if you know this, Mike, but there were two bidet companies fighting on my Twitter. They were fighting over me,
Yeah.
essentially.
What a day. What a day to be alive.
It was very interesting to me because it
Must have been
happened.
flattering. Must have made you feel like $100.
Yeah, it was pretty cool because it all started because I just tweeted out,
Did you feel like a pretty girl in an 80s movie?
I did feel like a pretty girl in an 80s movie. Now I know what that feels like.
Yeah.
Now I know what the girl in the Girl Is Mine video feels like.
Yeah, man.
Because, man, you can't choose McCartney over Jackson, and you can't choose Jackson over McCartney.
Now you got to stay in the middle, get a little bit estranged from both sides.
Can you imagine being the woman that came betwixt Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney?
I would just be like, hey, threesomes all day.
Right?
Do you want to create a very talented child?
Do you ever think about all the rock star threesomes that we'll never hear about?
I'm doing it right now.
Like, I'm thinking, and honestly, fight me on this. I feel
Physically.
very confident in the fact that historically, in our time,
Yeah.
David Bowie fucked George Michael and Freddie Mercury at the same time.
Oh, shit.
Think
Oh,
about
shit.
that.
I would love to be a fly in the just to hear the sounds.
Dude, I bet it's like watching the universe getting created. It's like the Big Bang watching those boys fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
like
a smaller
witnessing.
version of the bang.
Yeah.
That bang.
The witnessing those three boys banging in a hot room
Yeah.
is probably what it feels like to see your son or daughter born. Two horns for a born boy. One horn for a born girl. That's what we do. That's what we do around here. You guys send us your emails. Let us know when you're...
Pictures of your born children.
Send us a picture of your born boy
Go ahead,
or
honk 'em
born
twice.
girl. If you've got a picture of your born girl, send it over. You'll get one of these. Dude, isn't that crazy though? Think about those rock stars. They totally banged.
You're gonna tell me that Puff Man,
Puff 'em.
and LL Cool James,
Yes.
and
Los Angeles Lakers, cool. James. I just realized how pretty funny that is. Los Angeles Lakers, Cool James. That's LL Cool J's full name.
yeah.
You think LL Cool J and Puff Daddy had a threesome?
Yeah.
With who? Lil
Just,
Kim?
No, just those two.
Oh, just they had a
They
threesome,
had a threesome.
with Biggie's ghost.
I think that's just a twosome still, technically.
If there's a ghost involved in your sex acts, that's still a twosome.
Well, it depends on the ghost.
I guess it does, and it does
needs to be,
depend. And consent
exercised.
is kindness.
Yeah, but it has to be a, what is it called? The exorcism type ghost.
A poltergeist.
Polterman. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or a demon.
Yeah.
Oh man,
My favorite indie band was Polter Service. You ever have sex with them? Honked twice for Rosemary's Born Girl.
we saw Rosemary's Born Girl the other day, and we gave it one horn. That's how we review movies.
One or two, they're both good.
Well, we saw The Omen, which that gets a two-boy horn. Two-born boy horn. I like to call up my family members when I found out they had a kid.
Yeah.
Diane? Who's the baby's born? That's wonderful. What's the gender? That's right. You got a two-horn boy. You got a two-horn born boy. Congratulations.
All the best of luck to you, and I wish you nothing but health and for the born boy.
We give thanks to the
I like how
to the
you
Christmas
asked her-
born boy.
I like how you asked her what the gender was, and then you honked the horn, and then you said, "That's right."
Because you do get a two-born boy
hug horn. You get a two boy born horn.
Honk that hug twice. For the born boy.
A two born baby boy. A two horn born boy is what you get. Jesus Christ. Dude, I think we should stop podcasting.
I think we're doing it great.
So, these bidet companies were fighting on my timeline. And you guys can see the tweet. I pinned it on my timeline if you guys want to see it. But, man, all this shit... Oops.
I'm stuck
Excuse
in the
me.
chair.
My Game Boy turned on while we were doing this.
What?
So, this all happened while I was watching the season finale of Lost, by the way. Season 2. While Owen and Brett and I were watching it just before the live stream. Right? That's when it happened, isn't it?
I'm so
Yeah, that's what
out.
happened.
I'm out. Pull me back in.
Listen, the bidet companies were fighting on my timeline.
Yeah.
And then, because I tweeted out, I'll tell you how it started, and then you can go find the tweet and go read all this shit if you want. But the original tweet I tweeted out was, my dream is to someday be sponsored by a bidet company. And it was a joke, for sure.
Yeah.
It's not my dream, but it's cool.
Uh-huh.
I'm a big advocate for the bidet.
Yeah. Are there more of those? Can I
Yeah,
have
go
one
ahead
of
and
those?
grab one, baby boy.
Talk to the...
I've always wanted to own a bidet, but I've never pulled the trigger because I see them on Amazon or whatever. You're going to get... I'm going to have one of these dumplings while I wait for you. This is a good dumpling. Anyway, I've always wanted a bidet, but I never got one, so I just figured, I didn't think anything would come of it, Mike. I didn't think by saying my dream is to be sponsored by a bidet company, that a bidet company would reach out to me. I didn't think that.
Okay.
But the next thing I know, they've reached out to me.
Who reached out first?
Bio bidet, I think is what they're called.
Bio bidet. Bio, you knew less.
Let me find out, sorry. It is,
Can we take a sponsor break? Thank you.
yeah, bio bidet. That's what it is. So bio bidet reached out and they were like, hey, we here's our email address, hit us up. So I hit them up and then they sent me back an email and they were like, we loved your tweet, we want to know, or we want to send you a bidet, and if you are cool with that, we'd love to get a review from you on our website. Just write out like a little review, and then if you want to like push us on social, then that'd be great. And I was like, well, that's wonderful. Of course I want to do that. Mm-hmm. And so I said yes, and I gave them my address, and they're like, great, we'll send you one of our bidets. And I was like, well, that's great.
One of our hottest bidets.
One of our hot off-the-racks bidets. And then all of a sudden, this other company called... Fuck, what are they called? Brondell. Thank you, Owen.
Grondel?
Brondell. They reached out and they were like, ooh, well, we got bidets. What do you mean by a sponsorship?
Heard somebody talking bidets.
And then the other bidet company that
you
reached...
don't mention bidets on the internet without mentioning Grondel.
Hey, we're the big boys around here, and if you don't think about us while you're talking about bidets, then you ain't thinking about Brondell.
I heard somebody honk a two-boy horn.
Someone must have been born this day. Let's sing her praises for a two-horn born boy. Just once in my life, I want to cast a real old man to say those lines, just so I can see someone say it, just so I can see an old man say it. My dream is to wake up in a world where that kind of stuff is normal.
I want to...
Like someone just out on the street goes, oh, everyone, hear ye! We got a two-horn born boy up here. Like, I want to see that just once.
We can make that happen. I want to make so much money with this podcast that I could just replace you with an old man.
That says all the things, that says all of my dialogue.
And then you could just listen to it.
So anyway,
Good God.
the other bidet company butted in, and they were like, "Oh, he said bidets, not water filters."
Oh, shit.
And then it was on, and then they just started fighting each other. And so Brondell hit me up. There was this lovely woman on their social media team who hit me up, and she was very lovely and nice, and she even asked me the dimensions of my toilet.
Of your butt?
And she asked me how my butt looked. She wanted me to send pictures of my butt to her, just so she can send me the right model. Let's give it one horn honk for sending a photo of your butthole to a social media team. Every time you hear that song, a boy is born.
The sound of that horn and the word social media are apart by like 100 years.
Just the terms.
Just the sound of the horn and the word social media.
That's
Those
great.
Two sounds existed over 100 years apart from me.
That's an interesting observation, Owen, and I appreciate it.
Can I say something? What's the timestamp right now?
We got 34. Is this a mid-read?
This is my favorite. I don't know.
Oh,
First of all, I don't know.
okay.
This is my favorite episode of this podcast. Hands down.
Do I know the title of it already? Do you
What is-
too?
What is it?
Is
Help
it a
me.
two-horn born boy?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something else. I don't know.
Oh God.
So no, the woman from the other company sent me, like, she asked me all these questions. She was very nice. And she's like, "We're going to send you this model of our bidet." And I was
This
like,
is first company.
"This is the second company."
Second company.
Yeah, this is the second company. First company was like, "We're sending you this model. Thanks for the shout out," or whatever.
Yeah.
And then this company was like, "Oh, well, we're going to send you this. What's the dimensions of your toilet?
Yeah.
How's your butt looking?" Things like that.
You sent them all the info.
So the first company, Bio Bidet, hits me up and says,
Do not trust company B.
they are not who they say they are.
Yeah. Fun and pretty things.
I mean, I don't want to share too much of the email because I don't know how confidential a lot of this is.
Just read out the social.
But let me read out what this part says. They said, "One thing we've been worried about is the fact that we sent you an A5 instead of a more premium A8.
Oh shit. Whoa.
Especially if Brondell sent you a Swash 1000. It's definitely called a Swash 1000. The Swash.
Honey, you go on ahead. I'll be out in a second to start the car. I'm gonna have a quick swash. Swash my asshole out. Just strap the kid in the car seat. I'm gonna swash my ass.
The next part of the sentence was, "Both are great units. Not going to knock on their product, but I'll be honest. They're on different feature tiers, which would make any kind of comparison make ours look lackluster."
I'm picturing this conversation happening in a rainy alley.
"So, you probably got the Swash 1000, huh?" "Well, you know,
That's a good piece of equipment.
it's pretty good. I'll tell you that. Got nothing on our A8. But I'll tell you this.
Except for maybe the name is way better.
Look, I'm going to be honest with you. This Swash is a good name. It's a good name. But I'll tell you what. If I was a two-horn baby boy born the other day, then I wouldn't know that they might be on different feature tiers. You know what I'm saying?
Aye.
So the A5 that we sent you, It may not be up to par with the old Swash 1000. Keep that in mind. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Hey, just keep it in mind.
It's like one company sent you a car and one company sent you a Red
steering
Ryder wagon.
Yeah, a tiny toy car.
Right. A
So,
radio flyer.
Listen, man, I didn't think anything of it. I didn't care. I mean, look, I didn't pay for this stuff. Okay, so I don't mind that the one company.
You're just a boy with a dream at this
This is a
point.
boy with a dream. If the company wanted to send me their lowest model
For free.
for free, I am completely okay with that.
Beggars can't be choosers.
So,
You didn't even need to beg for anything.
no. That's a tune now. So today I come home and lo and behold, there's a box inside my apartment. And it is the fucking bio bidet.
This is when.
bidet.
This is when.
Today.
Okay.
Just
earlier,
before you came over here.
You left out a very
No,
interesting
hold
part
on,
of
I'm not
that.
done yet. It's
Okay,
coming.
okay,
There's two
okay.
parts to this story. One is
sorry.
before you got here.
Okay.
Before you got here, there was a package here, and it was the bio bidet.
Okay.
And it's on there, sitting on my bed now, and I'm very excited. Can't wait to try it.
That's not where it goes. I don't want to be the one
On the
to-
bed?
Yeah.
Well, I'll be the one to judge it. So, you know what's funny? There's a whole other element to this podcast that you'll never see or understand, and it's Mike and I doing weird shit with our hands to try to make each other laugh. Oh man, there's a lot of putting the microphone up to a toy's mouth while the other is talking.
Oh,
Anyway,
there's nothing sacred.
so I'm like so excited. I'm like, fuck, I got the first bidet. I can't wait to fasten it up and give it a shot. I can't wait till I gotta poop next.
You start like,
Fuck it, I don't even have to wait to poop. I can give her a swash.
why not midday swash?
I could do an evening swash before bed,
Is that
before
what
dinner.
swashbuckling.
Do you
is?
think before dinner swash is like brushing your teeth before dinner?
Yeah.
It is?
I don't see much of a point to it. Much like I don't see much of a point to brushing your teeth before dinner. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm not gonna give
You brush your
anyone
teeth
shit for it.
before
No, I
dinner?
don't do that.
I'll give everybody
but
shit
I'm
for
sure
that. That's
there's
a bad
someone
idea.
might do it. It might be a bad idea.
It's definitely.
Well, you could keep your food. You could be worried that your food's about to go into a dirty mouth. What if you kiss
can be
your?
worried that your food isn't spearminty
What if you
enough.
plan on kissing a woman before you take that first bite of that hot sloppy steak?
Never heard.
Why
I've
is it
never
slop-
heard of someone kissing a woman.
Have you ever had a sloppy steak?
Sloppy steak. That's my favorite bowling team name.
The sloppy.
Jerry and the
Hey,
sloppy
coming up
steaks.
is the sloppy steaks.
Bowling in lane 12. It's
So
Harriet's Hellraisers versus the sloppy steak.
So anyway, Mike, I can't wait. I've got the bidet over there on the bed. I'm gonna take it apart and put it on my toilet ASAP possible. And then you call me and you're like, "Oh man, I'm at the gate. Come get me." Pro move, asking your friend to go down to the gate.
Asking a good friend.
So,
Leaving out a significant part of that interaction too, but I understand you're telling a story.
So there's two stories going on. My fault. I digress. So I open my door and there's a fucking giant box
Yeah.
on the ground.
Yeah.
And which is crazy because I was just out on the balcony talking to Owen.
Uh-huh.
So it literally must have been delivered between when I came home, and then when I was out on the balcony for the grand total of 20 minutes.
Do you think
tops.
the two delivery drivers were racing each other and like
might
throwing
have been-
boxes at each other?
They were competing delivery services,
Yeah.
FedEx and UPS.
They were both driven by Paul Rudd.
So I run down to you, pick you up, bring you up to my apartment, and we come back to my place and we start kissing. So no, I bring in this giant box, and I didn't know yet what it was, but I open it up, and it's the other bidet.
Lo and behold, Lo and bidet.
Lo and bidet, guys. This is crazy. Isn't this crazy? Because
Two companies that employ hundreds of people
Yes.
are fighting over your ass.
yeah, but not only that. That's the funny part. The crazy part is that they both came to my house on the same day. Dude, the same day.
Yeah, the same bidet.
That's like really fucking crazy to me because the first company like asked me about they asked for my address like last week. Like before the bidet war started.
the madness.
At least a week before the bidet thing. So maybe 2 weeks ago.
Maybe this is a whole underground marketing thing.
The other bidet company fucking reached out to me like 5 days ago, and now I've got their bidet. It's just crazy. They sent me bidets on completely different days, and now I got 2 bidets. But I gotta be honest with you, Mike. Can I be honest with you? When I opened up the Brondell box, there was a motherfucking remote control in it.
Yo, can you read off, please? Because there's not like one button on this.
No, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
Why'd you make it sound like you're
13,
stopping
14.
at 7?
There's 14 buttons.
That's incredible.
Because I didn't want to spoil it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Not only is there a remote control, guys, there's a remote control
It's in mint condition.
for my bidet. Not only is there a remote control, it also has like a holder that you can fasten to the wall. So you don't lose your remote. That's a remote you don't want to lose. I'm going to tell you that right now, boys.
Yeah.
And girls.
Sure.
You want me to read you what's on these buttons? But listen, the
Please.
point I'm trying to make is that, man, I got a real good one from Brondell.
Yeah.
And,
Are they winning right now? Has to be a winner.
I mean, really, they are. Because, like, the other one has, like, this little dial on it. And it's like, if you keep it in the middle, it's got nothing. But if you turn the dial to the left, it's got, like, air. And then if you turn it to the right, it's got water.
I like that.
So you can fire water right at your butt, anus. And then you can turn it all the way to the right or left, and you can dry her off.
How do you aim the apparatus?
Well, I think on that one, there's a adjustable nozzle.
Would you call it a cannon?
I'd call it a nozzle.
Okay.
Dongle.
So you point
John
that thing,
Dongle. I call it a John Dongle.
You dongle it around towards your ass.
Dongle. What were you asking me?
Nothing.
Okay.
I'm just trying to work it out in my head.
But with this Brondell one, baby, I'll tell you what. Let me read you these buttons,
Yeah.
and then we'll talk about the features of the Brondell one. Because I'll tell
picturing-
you right now,
Yeah.
there's a button here that says move.
It says destructo. Move.
It says panic. Yeah, no, it says move. And I'll tell you what that is. It's an automatic nozzle that you can move with the remote. So you can hit that sweet spot, baby.
You got a hanger on her. No more.
No. And if there's another part of your butt that's got some dangles, you can point at red alert.
You got some Jim Dangles?
You got some Jim Dangles going on down there. I'll tell you what, baby. You point that nozzle where it should. You're gonna target it like RoboCop, and you're gonna fire when ready.
You got some Jim Dangles in your low tangles?
Those dung crumbs are gonna be history.
You'll be berry picking in no time.
Those little dumplings will be mama flushed. So,
Mama flushed.
let me tell you what's on here.
Yeah, please.
The first button says rear.
Well, yeah, man. That's where it's at. That's where it's taking place.
Is that where it's at?
It's a settings button. rear. That's where the party happens.
When that in that song, 2 turntables and a microphone, where
Rear,
it's at.
yeah.
That's what they're talking about?
They're talking
About the rear?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and it's got a photo of a boy sitting on a toilet, I can only imagine,
Yeah.
and a stream of water splashing the rear.
Sure.
The next button is front,
Oh shit.
with the water spraying the front of you.
I didn't know that was an option.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you're a woman,
Yeah. Which I'm not. I should say that.
you should say and clarify. But if you're a woman, think about that.
Uh-huh.
You're getting a car wash.
You're getting yeah.
You're getting that Rolls Royce wet down. There's also right in the middle of these.
Wait. What?
Right in the middle of these 5 buttons up top, there's a stop button, big red one.
That's important.
Stop. I'm done and I don't like it anymore. I want it to stop. It's hurting.
I thought I thought this would be a great idea, but I would love it more if it were over.
If it's stop.
Yeah.
I believe I'm about as clean as I can be. I'm about as clean as that horn was in that hot studio room.
Melty Studios.
Clean horn.
Melty room.
There's a button. The next button is move, and with the arrows facing up and down, so I believe you can move that nozzle back and forth. The next button is dry. This is probably what you think it is.
Blowing shit particles up onto and into you.
Dancing. The next buttons look like volume and channel buttons. But the one on the left is water pressure / dry temperature.
Okay. Scalding for both. I'll take scalding for both.
The next, Alex, the next button is the nozzle position.
Okay.
You can get right in there. Get ready for this, Mike. You ready? You can use my toilet whenever you want now. I'm really being serious.
Can't wait. Thank you.
Next button is seat temperature.
Oh boy.
Heated
They're
seat.
going all out.
Heated seat.
Dude, this other company sent you a panic email.
They sent me.
Because they knew how this is the Rolls Royce of Dookie.
This is
cleaners.
definitely the Rolls Royce of Dookie cleaners. Like, seriously.
What were their Twitter follower numbers?
What were their social?
Bio Bidet had more.
Maybe they're more familiar.
Way more.
They're in more homes. They're in more assholes.
Well, according to Bio Bidet, Brondell is nothing more than a water filter company.
Oh boy.
But it seems like maybe they got into that bidet game, and I'll tell you what, they were at that kitchen expo,
Yeah.
kitchen and bathroom expo,
And they took everything from every booth and they put it in a seat.
they really did. They kind of just they were on display there, not Bio Bidet.
I don't think it's fair to review the products before you actually
No, I think you're right. And
use
look,
them in conjunction
the
with
only
your
thing
butt.
I'm reviewing right now is presentation.
Yeah. Which this company's killing it.
Brondell killed it, man, because they already got a remote control situation with a seat temperature, a wide spray button, which I'm frankly frightened of.
You come out completely soaked from head to toe.
Dude, get ready for this.
Yeah.
There's a water temperature button.
Yeah. Scalding. Boiling.
You can get that water boiled down
Tea.
there in your boy's eye.
Squirt your boy's eye.
Ooh, you hit that boy's target right in the middle, you got a boy's eye. So, and then there's a sterilize button, which holy shit. And then the next one is deodorize.
Oh God.
So can I like make my butt smell like mints?
We'll see for sure.
Deodorize.
Can you burn your privates?
I'd love to burn my privates and my generals.
You're gonna acid wash your generals.
My generals and my privates.
A lot of people don't know that men have external generals.
Not very many men know how to clean their generals. Don't forget to clean your generals. Dude, isn't that fancy? What the fuck could sterilize and deodorize be?
I want you to tell me by the next episode.
I
for
believe
sure.
they're lyrics from that Ferngully song. They battered and abused me. Sterilize, deodorize. Dude, I mean, but the thing is like, look, I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm going to come out with it. It's not going to be easy to set these boys up.
No, man.
There's like pipes and fucking bolts and shit.
Pipes? Like you have to put it through your system?
Like I think I've got to like reroute the like tank pipe
Okay.
and route it into the
Yeah, water's got to come from somewhere.
right into the.
Where is that at?
So it's not going to be easy to switch them out and give them a shot, you know?
Yeah.
I really just kind of want to.
Well, you put one in yours and have Omen put one in his.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Owen, you down with that idea?
Yeah, unless you want to try them both.
I mean, I will try them both.
Why not put one on top of the other one?
There's no reason why we can't have one in one toilet and one in the other toilet.
Good point.
I remember when Megan moved into her apartment, there was one there already.
Really?
Is that weird?
Wow, that's great.
Is
That's
that
a
weird?
win.
No, but it was like it was like a.
Oh, it was one of those like French ones where it like
No.
sprays out of the.
No, it was like an attachment
Oh.
of plastic, but it looked like it had been there for years and years. And it looked like it was somebody took it out of the last room to be renovated in a retirement home.
That's very descriptive.
Yeah. I try to put people there.
I'm proud of you, man. I was there. I was there, man. I was scared for a second. I didn't know where I was.
Yeah, well, you're here now.
You're right. It's probably not fair to.
Yeah,
I mean, but look, I'm
it
just being
sounds
honest. I'm
amazing,
just being
man.
honest.
You're okay to. That's fine to be excited about it.
Thanks,
There's
man.
a lot to be excited about right there.
Just being honest.
It sounds like a great situation you have for your ass.
Thanks,
Sounds
man.
like your ass is in good hands.
I think you're right, and I'm excited about it. And I can't wait to give it a shot, and I will be very honest about both of them.
I'm actually jealous that I am this far away from your ass.
I'm real confused about that one, buddy.
Well, I'm just saying that after you hit that deodorize button, I'm going to be curious for sure. And I've never known a situation where I could be close enough to your ass.
To a deodorized ass?
Yeah.
Like, what does a deodorized ass smell like?
Yeah.
I'm real confused and excited about it.
You got to tell me if you have chemical burns on your genitals.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Well, Zoya could use it.
Can she?
Yeah.
What do you mean Zoya could use it?
That way
Owen just offered up my wife's genitals.
deodorized ass smells like, but he wouldn't feel weird about it.
Oh, you're saying, oh, okay. So you could smell Zoya's ass.
Well, I'm not close to hers either. I just stay a comfortable distance.
Well, I think we need to have a bigger discussion then after the show.
Yeah, let's sit here and talk about it.
Well, I want to do a little shout out really quick to a sponsor, if I could. God damn it, Mike. Why don't you do this one? I want you to do this one, Mike.
Hold on.
Oh, Squarespace! You guys, I think we
Who's
both
the
wanna,
sponsor of this episode?
we both
Mike?
want to take the time to thank Squarespace for sponsoring this episode. Do you know about Squarespace?
Mm.
I know about Squarespace. I use Squarespace to run and operate MikeFalzone.com. It's a beautiful website, and I know
I don't
nothing.
think there's anything funny about MikeFalzone.com.
It's never been funny, even though a lot of my comedy is on there. It's never been good or funny, but it's an easy way to make a beautiful looking website without knowing anything about how to do that behind the scenes. I don't know no coding. I know how to drag and drop. Let me tell you about this specific campaign that Squarespace is running called Make Your Next Move. Our campaign entitled Make Your Next Move is a campaign that coincides with the new year. So let me ask you something. Are you starting a business? Are you changing careers? Are you launching a creative project? I know a lot of you are because I heard from a lot of you. You're so good at making art that usually makes me and Steve look like fools. But you
Certainly.
can take all of that and put that energy into a website that makes us look like fools. Think about how fun that would be. Squarespace gives people a powerful and beautiful creative online platform which to take their next move, that's the ones I'm talking about, your secret projects, to the world, out to the world. Make your passion known to the world. Make your next move at Squarespace. It's a call to action Okay, so people can lock down their next move or idea with a unique domain. Don't let people take your next move. That's why it's called Your Next Move.
I get it. Now I get it.
Did you not get it before I reiterated?
Now I
like
get
that?
it.
Create a website and launch your idea. Get a portfolio going. Get your project out there. Get an online store. Get officially open for business with Squarespace. Make your next GD move.
I love going to Portfolio in Burbank. You can get those little.
Let me tell you what
stuffed
Squarespace has to offer, Steve. Beautiful, award-winning designer templates. These things look crispy, real nice. You can create a beautiful website or an online store with award-winning templates. I did it. You can do it. Squarespace's award-winning templates are the most beautiful way to present your ideas online. We got an all-in-one platform. Okay, that's the next one. Create a beautiful website with Squarespace's all-in-one platform. There's nothing to install or patch ever. Okay, they got award-winning 24/7 service. You can get your own domain name, so you could lock down that special piece of the internet that's just for you. That's your web address that's just for you, and it's flexible for any kind of website. You're a comedian, you're a pool boy, you're a band leader, you're a taxi driver. You can create any
You're a
kind.
pool leader.
You're a leader of the pool. Start your free trial today.
Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be the leader of the pool.
The leader of the pool.
Or it'd be like,
Start your free trial today at squarespace.com. Enter the offer code BANTER to get 10% off your first purchase. Squarespace.
thanks, Mike. That was wonderful. Seriously, though, guys, if you want to do a website, super easy with Squarespace.
You can go check out MikeFalzone.com. All that stuff is Squarespace. I, for real, know nothing about that, and it's so easy to just, like, change stuff on the fly, like tour dates all the time, add pictures and videos from my phone and stuff like that.
That's
it's
so
awesome.
cool. From your phone, you can just add it right there?
Yeah, I recently lost MikeFalzone.com, and they helped me get it back.
No way!
Yeah, because I was stupid.
Did they, like, reach out to who got it and stuff?
No, I had to do that, but then there was I thought it was gone forever, and it was a very
Who got
easy-
it?
No one got it. It's just I canceled it.
Oh, so it
I
went
couldn't
back
get
to
it
the
back.
ether.
Yeah, it went back into the ether. Or
Well, guys, if you make a Squarespace website, I'd love for you to send it to us on Twitter.
don'topenyourhorse.com.
Yeah, if you want to make don'topenyourhorse.com or johndongle.com or something like that. Could be a lot of fun. Could be a lot of fun to start your own
Could be a giant
website.
waste of time.
Could be a giant waste of time, but then your site could also be a great place for people to get dank memes.
That's true. I haven't thought about that.
So, I don't know. Give it a shot. And then if you build a site with Squarespace, send it to us on the Twitters, and we'll take a look at it. And we'll talk about it maybe, huh?
Also, we're printing 2 versions of the Dynamic Banter t-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
there
Have
will
you
be a-
released the designs yet?
Not yet.
Oh, they're so cool. I can't wait for you guys to see these designs.
There's a red and black one, and then I think we're going to do the yellow, black, and white one.
Okay.
Red and black one, real basic and awesome. Black and yellow one, go ahead.
Who's the artist?
The artist is Alan Guzman.
And he knocked it out of the park.
He's
It's
fucking
really
amazing.
cool
He does a lot of
designs.
my typography stuff. He did the Hey Sh Don't t-shirt. He did all the Wrestling Fred letters. He's just a great artist. I like working with him as much as possible. He's a good boy.
Well, that's
He actually released the design on his Instagram.
Oh, did
which
he
I
really?
don't know off the top of my head, and I don't have my phone. But he put out our T-shirt, and he said some really nice
Oh,
words.
no shit. Well, send that to me so I can take a look at it.
I will. He put the black and red one. Black and red one will just be the one color ink. It's a red on a black shirt.
I'm real excited.
I asked for the softest possible shirts because I know you like them soft.
Well, I can't wait to sport them, and I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on them and show your support for Dynamic Banter in the streets. Because I think that's super rad. It would be very cool to see someone out in the public places
With a dynamic.
wearing a Dynamic Banter
and
t-shirt.
it's like, I was thinking about, like, whenever I print T-shirts, I'm like, would I wear this? And it's such like a cool hipster no one knows what the fuck it is.
Yeah, it's
but it's
so-
a cool thing to have on
Yeah.
a t-shirt, and it looks cool.
And it looks so cool. Yeah, the design is very much like, well, holy shit, what's dynamic banter? That
Yeah.
sounds awesome.
yeah.
Not to toot our own horn, but
And
the
then you're like,
design's
"Nah, it's
really
just
cool.
Some podcast where people laugh at their own jokes for 45 minutes.
And tell the dumbest jokes. But yeah, it would
they
be
honk
cool
a
to see
horn
you
loudly
guys.
while I'm driving home.
I might be a hard person to potentially shed a tear if I see someone in a dynamic
You're gonna cry?
banter shirt in Disneyland or something.
Wear your shirt, get into Disneyland free.
Well, we're at the end of the podcast, Mike, so I guess it's time for a little History Road.
Certainly is.
Well, I can't wait to read this to you guys. This actually comes from someone who calls himself John Dongle. It really is John Dongle.
It's Jonathan Dongle.
John Dongle Detective at gmail.com is his email address.
That's pretty good.
And the subject line says, History Road, the tale of me, John Dongle.
What if this dude's name is really Jonathan Dongle?
Hello, Mike and Steve. Big fan of the show. I noticed my name may be one that you know.
Please stop using my name.
I'm known for my silence in all circumstances. I'm sorry. I'm known for my silence in all circumstances. Plus frowning my voice and my ballroom dances. My name is John Dongle, the daring detective, assigned to find out how a duck was elected. We begin with a steak bean burrito for takeout. Not pining to dine in, it was time for a stakeout. I began with the White House, a good place to start, but within the first hour, I started to fart. That steak bean burrito just didn't sit well. My stakeout Torino, a hot box of smell. And alas, although I am the master of sneak, that smell as a sound would be loud as a shriek. A man with an earpiece was getting quite nosy. He nose caught a whiff, and his cheeks got quite rosy.
This is beautiful.
Though his glasses were dark, I could still see his glare. He knew that John Dongle scent anywhere. The next thing I knew, I was tasting shellac, the hardwood floor finish, and not the sweet snack. It tasted like floor from the Oval Office. I knew I should flee, but for now would be cautious. And then came a voice like a quacky old fuck. I knew in a moment it was Donald Duck. Hello there, my good friend John Dongle, he quacked. Still fake news reporting? You're fired, you hack! I sat there and stared, no time for this schmuck. There's no point to argue with a make-believe duck. I scanned around the room and assessed his defenses. Perhaps Secret Service could come to their senses. I decided that no! They were brainwashed to hell. If they hadn't quit yet, there could be no bombshell. And that's when I remembered. A bombshell, of course! A loud noise distraction could cause quite discourse. I reached in my pocket and grabbed El Bambino, the button with which I'd blow up the Torino. The noise was enormous. The whole room went wild. And Duck, the old bastard, just screamed like a child. I darted with stealth right into the next room. Nobody but Duck noticed over the boom. He chased me through rooms with the style and grace of a blathering bird on a wild goose chase. Of course, I escaped, or my name's not John Dongle. With one piece of info to take down the Donald, I cannot release this hard proof of fascism on account that some think car bombs are terrorism. Because I don't think that the public should not see. I've enclosed my hard proof that the duck is a Nazi. Thank you for hearing my terrible tale. He must be impeached or perhaps sent to jail. The moral of this, I believe, is quite clear. It's a rule to which I will now always adhere. If you stake out with steak and some beans wrapped in bread, just take all the steak out and eat that instead. That was great. And then he posted pictures of Donald Duck in a Hitler outfit.
What is that from?
It's an old propaganda cartoon where Donald Duck was trying to stop Hitler.
Interesting.
Yeah. Der Fuhrer's face. That's where that song comes from.
Okay, great.
When the Führer says he is the master race, you heil, right in the Führer's face. But to love the Führer is a big disgrace, so we heil, right in the Führer's face.
What the fuck? What is that?
You never heard that song? It's fucking fantastic.
How do you know these songs?
I used to listen to an old great radio programsman named Dr. Demento.
Oh, Dr. Demento. I had a friend who was on that once.
No way, really?
Yeah, Mira. You ever see Mira? Oh, you never come to our
Mira is a
shows.
comedy girl?
Mira Wild.
I might know of her.
She's an older lass. She plays music.
Dude, I grew up listening to Dr. Demento, and I love a lot of...
Talked about this.
What?
You've already talked about Dr. Demento.
Oh, I'm sorry, Owen. Am I boring you with my talking of Dr. Demento? Mike didn't know about Dr. Demento.
I had a friend that was on
You
that.
both talked about it.
When?
You both were like, yeah, I grew up listening to Dr. Demento.
No, it was the podcast with Bree.
I never listened.
Mike
to
wasn't
Dr.
on that
Demento.
one.
You sure?
Yeah! All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for listening to Dynamic Banter. We always love your guys' continued support, and we can't wait to unleash these shirts. Man, I was trying to think of a cool unleash the sheets,
Yeah.
but
No, we can't do that unless we make sheets.
we got to unleash the shirts.
Everyone have a fun week.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next Friday. Every Friday, the podcast pops back up, usually in the AM. Yeah, thanks a lot. If you guys want to send us your history roads, please do so at dynamicbanter@gmail.com.
They don't all have to rhyme.
No, they don't have to rhyme, but that was very clever from John Dongle. I appreciate that awesome history road.
Yeah, that was lovely.
It's very well put together, and I appreciate that. Guys, thanks for checking us out.
Who do you think that guy voted for, do you think?
We can talk about it after the podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming by, Mike. I can't wait for you to try my new bidets.
What?
That was a headgum podcast.